In this video, I'm going to give you the next major key if you want to get yourself to pray on time, every time. And this one is humbling, and it's part of the prophetic methodology of how to improve yourself and improve your behavior. And the prophet, peace and blessings upon him, said, no one enters paradise just because of their actions. And we know that we enter because of Allah's love and benevolence towards us. And then he said, the best of actions are those that are small but consistent. The best of actions are those that are small but consistent and regular. And he also said, no one enters into Islam fully, no one tries to take on this religion fully, except that they become overwhelmed. I really appreciate that now, because I've noticed that over the time, anytime I try to rush into something, to do everything in one go, I fall flat on my face a couple of days later. But anytime I go small, but I stay focused and stay consistent, it builds over time and it becomes easier and easier over time. What's the big message here? If you're praying for the first time, maybe you are new to Islam or you've been disconnected from the faith for a long time and now you're like, okay, I'm gonna pray 5 times a day. The simple trick is, rather than trying to immediately get yourself to pray every single prayer on time, every time, start with 1 or start with 2. Maybe when you wake up and when you go to bed, right? And your ego's like, no, but I can do it all. Oh no, but that wouldn't be good enough. Oh no, but I'm not enough. All of these chatterings of the ego you can ignore, because you're not getting into paradise because of your actions alone, right? That's why the prophet said it like this. He said, no one gets into paradise with their actions. The best actions are small but regular. To reassure you that it's okay to start small. It'll build over time. And don't look at the short game, look at the long game. Look at, I start the habit now and I build it over time. I'm starting now with 1 prayer a day, but within a few months it'll be 5 prayers a day. And then I'll be doing 5 prayers a day for the rest of my life. And then I'll be able to make up the prayers that I missed when it's an absolute habit. Feel free to start small. The secret as well here is the ego doesn't want to start small. The nafs, my nafs, I don't know about yours, but my ego, my nafs, thinks I'm a big man. I'm a big man, I can do anything. Well, if I'm not just gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna go to the gym for an hour a day and I'm gonna smash it because I'm a tough guy, right? I'm not just gonna pray once a day. No, I'm gonna pray 5 times a day because I'm so powerful. The ego always wants to think that. And it always gets humbled. As the prophet said, no one enters into this religion in its entirety except that they become overwhelmed. And when you become overwhelmed, you become disheartened and you turn away altogether, and it's easier to drop the whole thing, right? If you try and do too much in one go, it's easier to drop the whole thing. Right, the best place to stop is where you feel like you could have done a little bit more. Stop there, do a little bit more the next day. So I believe that this is true of the daily Quran habit. We'll do another series on that in the future, but it's also true of the daily prayer habit. If you're gonna pray, now here's the great thing about this. Everyone watching this, no matter how good your prayers are, even if you already pray 5 times a day, everybody could do more. I could do more, 100% I could do more, right? I could do an extra 2 cycles of prayer. If you want to, what you can do is, as you're doing the tick box exercise, where you're literally with a calendar putting an X in the box for every day, you can decide what that exercise is for you. Maybe for you, you're not doing any prayers, so you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do the morning prayer when I wake up. I'm gonna start there, do that for a month, and then I'll add another one in. Great. Maybe after 2 or 3 months, you start doing all 5 prayers. Great. Whatever works, wherever you are in your journey, add one little thing and decide you're gonna stick with it every single day for 40 days in a row. And that's where you start to make major progress. Start small and build up over time. The final thing I'm going to share with you is, remember, I'm going to give you a lot of tips to get yourself to pray on time every time. You don't need to implement all of them. You don't need to implement all of them. You just need to implement enough that it gets you to pray 5 times a day. In other words, 2 or 3 of these tips, I might give you 10 or 12 or something, but if you just implement 2 or 3 of these, that will make a huge difference in the quality of your prayer, which will make a huge difference in the quality of your life, and it will make an infinite difference in the quality of your afterlife. Remember, this life is short, it's very short, but the afterlife is eternal, right? The smallest difference we can make now is gonna make the biggest difference afterwards. 1 extra 2 cycles of prayer, it has an eternal difference, makes an eternal difference to you. So hopefully these different perspectives will get you to reflect on the importance of prayer a little bit. If you want to continue deepening your connection with Allah and turn yourself into the best version of yourself, and as a result, improve all of your relationships, Prayer is central to this, but there is a psychological secret to get you to do all those things that I share in a masterclass, and you can check it out at mamoonyoussef.com/switch. Until the next time, may the peace, love, and blessings of Allah be with you always. And go check out the next video for the next tip.